Is becoming a monster up front, 4 goals already.
So we're starting the game here at the Sipon Stadium. Hasaacas starting from left to right. And certainly they hope that they may have to get a 3 points, because that's basically what the fans are expecting from them, with the man leading the attack for them, Kojo Poku, and that of Frederick Racing. Both teams have had to ensure that at least they safeguard the point that they may have. And Joe Poku nearly stealing his way to score the first goal. Probably be interesting if he had scored in about 30 seconds to the start of the particular game here at the Sipon Stadium. But a lot will be expected from Hasaacas after producing some wonderful performances since the inception of the Premier League. So Augustine Ahimfo, the man who just got himself out of the Premier League last season with a red card. It was a 2 yellow card he received, and that got him out of the Premier League. Perhaps from Hasaacas play for some time. Rugged left back for Hasaacas.
He's got that, physical, composure. He's very, very physically built, and you don't expect him to be, the sort of left back. But this is Augustine Ahimfo. He's got power in his foot as well.
Hasaacas on the attack now. Halfway the area of Inter Allies. Kojo Poku here, trying to find his way into the 18-yard box. And a shot will come in here. And that's just a real opportunity that came in the way of our second-year Hasaacas receiver Adams. Trying from afar.
A new signing there, but good move there coming in from Kojo Poku. Another new signing from Gold Stars. Look at how he wriggled and then laid a pass. It was poor technique there from, Siba Adams. And he's getting to start because Theophilus Nanawache is on the bench.
What a shame to realize that Joseph Edu is not playing today's game for Inter Allies, because part of the under-20 team will currently find themselves in Turkey preparing for the African Youth Championship. But that's basically an interesting story to talk about Inter Allies, because they have 3 players in the under-20 team.
All of them left. Goalkeeper Mohammed just couldn't make it, and so he's just Odell just couldn't make it, but he's back home. So he's got Joseph Edu and then Saba Lawson all making it in the under-20 team. The tournament will be played in Senegal next month.
On the attack now, it's Inter Allies. Lovely exchanges coming through from Inter Allies. That was a long drive there from Gokola Hota. He wasn't going to threaten goalkeeper George Owoto. Is making a return to the team after moving to Brunei for some trials there.
Regular experienced goalkeeper. He was campaigning to be part of Ghana's squad for the Nations Cup. He was overlooked and back to concentrate, on the local terrain with Hasaacas.
That's an interesting scenario. Mohammed Yo Sharif, the man who has played 4 games and scored 4 goals, is possessed. Kojo Poku now for Hasaacas. Frederick racing to be in the 18-yard box. Nearly had the opportunity to score here for second-year Hasaacas. Quick thinking coming through from Stephen Uswansa.
Nice play there from the right back. He did well, allowed the ball to bounce, and then he shimmied himself, picked the ball up, and then laid a pass.
Fragment here against the captain for the side, Jane.
But that looks like a very, very harsh one then, or Mohammed Dio Sharif.
And this man himself was in Dubai, went in for some trials and back to his club, RPC Fabian. He seems to have a very good bond with that of Basigi, and since he came to the stadium, he's been smiling with him. And that's a long ball here to goalkeeper Osei Kwame.
I think he's developed, very, very fast, Osei Kwame, in Inter Allies. Remember that he was the savior when, they made it to the finals of the FA Cup. Remember the semi-final against, final. He was just, in splendid form and superb display there coming in from the youngster.
Showing here by Amos Crunchy. Frederick Racing was trying to Send that ball in.
You know, good pressure there from standing captain Baba Mensah.
The first corner kick of this afternoon going the way of the men spotting the green and white, second Hasaacas. And the corner kick will be given to August Nahimfo to take left-footed one. And a lot of men just waiting there. It was a lovely ball. The goalkeeper doing so well to have his finger to it. That's a poor pass here.
No, Fusine could have done better on that occasion. It was a fast break, but then he lacked a bit of precision there with that ball, and it was an neat display there from Hasaacas. I love the way they regrouped after losing possession.
There's another chance here for a second corner kick here in the space of about a minute. And Patrick Pozo conceding now one. Roger Lamptey doing so well to at least have a final touch to it.
Yeah, but it was nice play there from Roger. Peeling to the right to sending a cross. Just that Pozo, the left back, was very, very alert.
Another 4-1 from August Nahimfo. And this man is Yakubu from Kumasi Asante, got a midfielder, tries to get the ball deep into Mohammed. And this time it's George Owu, who does a good job to ensure that at least that ball wasn't going to pose any threat at all to him.
Issa Yakubu is expected to play a key role in the middle there for Inter Allies. He's got experience after Liberty and Asante Kotoko. He should be a leader of some sort in the Inter Allies setup.
Inter Allies trying to find some space in the middle.
That was shocking. I thought that was an infringement.
Third corner kick for second Hasaacas since the game started. 7 minutes now. And it's Frederick Kwesi who's doing a good job there, trying to pile a lot of pressure on the centre house of Inter Allies. Baba Mensah, another lot of Fusuhine, struggling to contain him. And corner kick quickly taken. Still fighting pretty hard to clear the lines into Allies. Almost scratching with a toe here. And Patrick Pozo with a clearance again for Inter Allies. The ball seems to be played at the half of Inter Allies so far. After 8 minutes of play. Long throwing taken. And finally, away from the danger area.
Hasaacas they've really lacked the cutting edge, and Inter Allies also have not been convincing defending at the back. The way and manner they allow Hasaacas to get into their box, a bit shocking for my liking.
Last time Inter Allies got to the Sipon Stadium, they left with a defeat. But at least they had to redeem themselves at the Tema Sports Stadium, where they had to beat Hasaacas by a goal to nil. So it remains to be seen what exactly is going to happen this afternoon from both teams. Again, have to say that it was Inter Allies that got Hasaacas out of the MTN FA Cup last season. Another long throw in here. Hasaacas trying to find a way in here. Another nice save from goalkeeper Sen Kwame. But I have to say that at least again Hasaacas doing so well. And the offside flag up against Amos Crunchy.
Solid fingers there from Kwame, and then Ibrahim Adam spotted that incident. But I think credit must go to Osei, the man between the sticks. It's just assistant one, Ibrahim Badiou. Saw that ball walk, but it was a nice performance there from the goalkeeper. He did well to palm it away.
And both teams have won 3 games since the start of the Premier League this season. It's a lovely ball down the right-hand side. Now he goes for a goal kick.
That was simply overhit. Just couldn't find the target man. It was Issa Yakubu who was on the run, but I think the pass that came in from the middle from Ahoto Gekel was too powerful for the former Kotoko man to keep it in play.
10 minutes of play gone. Both sides still struggling to score here. And Issa Yakubu losing possession. Hasaacas winning it now. Ojepoku, a lovely ball down the left hand side here. It's Fredo Kwesing and Baba Mensah struggling here. And they were trying to shoot the ball away, but was able to play better, Baba Mensah.
No, they do a nice recovery there, try to police the ball.
Yeah, it's scrappy, I'll probably say here. Eugene all alone here. Trying to find support from his man, Siba Adams. Temporary hold up here. There's Baba Mensah, who definitely is holding the back of his head. Probably might have gotten a knock.
No, he's likely to receive more of that because, you know, the tussle between himself and then Frederick Kwesing, very, very interesting. That's the two, you know, players. The Baba Mensah, the centre back, and then the lead striker for Hasaacas, Frederick Kwesing.
Bit of a conference between referee Seydu Bomison and that of Murtala Mohammed.
I think there's a discussion over a drop ball. He just wanted to know whether there should be an advantage for Hasaacas or Inter Allies, but he's finally settled on that.
Well, an interesting aspect from both sides is that Hasaacas and Inter Allies, both teams beat Aduana Star, the team that lies second on the Premier League table.
You know, for Hasaacas, it was a 2-0 win here, and then for Inter Allies also beaten, you know, by Aduana Stars by the same margin. You know, 2 goals at the Tema Sports Stadium. Aduana have been, you know, poor performance on the road.
They started well by beating Kotoko at home.
You know, there was a huge result there for Aduana Stars, and at a point in time they were on top of the table. Likewise, Hasaacas. Just that Ash Gold have been able to overtake them.
It's a big launch there. No. Saba Lawson probably have to take his time. Not to go into the books of referee Seydu Bomison so early in this particular game. There you side with one.
You know, one of the few players that will be leaving the club after, you know, April. Saba Lawson already sold, you know, to Swedish side Joe Garden.
A very fine player. And Inter Allies obviously making a lot out of him. Two fouls from each in this game. There's a straight pass to goalkeeper Asay Kwame. A James header, and of course another opportunity for Inter Allies, and well and calmly dealt with. And Hasaacas will be pretty much excited to realize that at least the threat from Mohamed Gil and the man sporting the 7 shirt for them, Adolfo Suhine, it did not really cause any problem at all.
And what do you expect from the centre backs of Hasaacas? You know, they've been very, very solid, but this incident, it looked like he dropped like a stone in Issa Yakubu, but the referee spotted it, you know, as an infringement, and it's a power against Augustin Ahimfo, the left back for Hasaacas.
Issa Yakubu, and who will obviously be prevented from causing any threat to second year Hasaacas.
They know of his potentials and what he can do. This is first game for Inter Allies, you know, since making that switch there on loan to the club.
A quarter of an hour already gone here at the Sipon Stadium. Second year Hasaacas Inter Allies clash here. Just now Ahimfo goes down halfway the centre line. And to the advantage of the man in green, second year Hasaacas. A lot of financial injection coming into Segedi Hasaacas since the start of the Premier League. You probably might say that the team is trying to get their groove back.
You know, they're just having a bit of financial assistance from some oil firms here, and oil sitting down Takrady, and that seems to be making a difference. You can see that yes, they've got new set of jerseys and training facility all being built. In fact, they had to do an exchange there, just lease their training field, which is, in town, in exchange for, somewhere outskirts of the main city. And that's what is helping now. At least they can get things in place.
Once they find themselves in the oil city, they should always be doing things the oil way.
And, when there's money, everything changes.
Everything changes, actually. Very quizzing. Well, bit of a dancing movement there from him. Much the chagrin of the fans who were watching this game this afternoon. But not too encouraging having the supporters of Hasaacas not coming to the stadium to watch the team play.
Yeah, but the few in the crowd have been very, very vociferous. I like the way they're participating by issuing instructions, second coaches, from the stands.
That's what they do. Dear Sheriff does well to turn away from his markers. That would have been a lovely ball if they're going through Chise Yakubu.
Sweet carpet pass there coming in from Dio Sheriff.
Again, teams are not able to put the ball on the tap and losing it out easily. A real opportunity now again for Hasaacas to try and push the ball straight to into Allies. Foul here by Baba Mensah.
Blatant foul. He had lost the ball completely there. And I told you that we'll be loving the exchanges between Frederick Quayson, and his marker, Baba Mensah. Just had his hand around his neck.
Put him back.
Baba Mensah, one of the few players who graduated from the under-17 to under-20, and now he's in the Ghana under-23 team. Just joined the team in midweek from the camp of the under-20 side, under-23 side.
Free kick. And again, a wasted one from August Nahinfo. I thought he was going to actually kill the ball away from the wall. Straight to them. Sherwin. Following with a long one from Amos Crunchy here into the 18-yard box of Inter Allies. He's been headed out. And again, Dio Sharif doing so well. Goes down for a foul against Hasaacas.
He was caught very, very late there, Dio Sharif. His height just worrying defenders. And also, he's not only good in the air, but also on the tap as well. That was the late tackle there that came in. You can see he was breaking away from his markers until that sliding challenge came in from Tennessee.
And Tennessee's played his first game for Hasaacas this season after a long injury. Probably I would say that much fitness, he must be pretty strong.
I hope he can last the full duration of this match, but a lot expected from Mohamed Dio Sharif, especially in the month of February. He's one of the few players gunning for the play of the month, scoring 4 goals. Another strange tackle there coming in from Hasaacas this time around.
Siba Adams here
going in with that late tackle, and the referee was close to the spot. That was it. It was a one-footed challenge.
Like to have received a yellow card for this one.
He's on the second warning.
A lot of pursuing it, could not really get to the ball. That's a dangerous pass here. Hasaacas nearly found themselves in trouble because Kingsley Ajayi's pass was well read by Mohamed Dio Sharif, but lucky that goalkeeper George O to think quickly to move up to clear the mess.
And that was close there for Inter Allies.
We've seen here another opportunity that was coming in from Hasaacas. Again, seeing plenty of the balls against the Hasaacas. Siba Adams here trying to push the ball to August Nahinfo. And his crosses have been pretty poor against Nahinfo.
Equally poor clearance there coming in from Baba Mensah. just couldn't get a full glass of the ball.
Just not here this time, got it right, but being cleared away by Inter Allies. And quickly, they turn defense into attack. And they obviously will try to push their men forward. Oh, Mohamed Yashir is put here. He tried to cut in again. And defensively, you have to give credit to Ejin. A lot of pursuing it. Once again, the ball has been well blocked by Hasaacas. She wasn't able to clear his lines pretty well. Lawson. 20 minutes already gone. And we've seen no goal to either side.
But we've seen some lovely exchanges there, Graham. You know, especially Inter Allies coming close. And just spirited performance the last 5 minutes or so.
Frederick Yemwa doing a good job. Try as much as possible to make sure that at least Inter Allies stay in this game. Lovely ball here to this man, Kojo Poku. Brings the ball back now for Hasaacas to clear the lines and perhaps push more men forward. And his final pass from Tennessee Poku was pretty poor.
You know, he was trying to locate Roger Lamte inside the box, but then he was very, very much covered there. And goalkeeper Kwame Osei allowed that ball to go over the touchline.
Not much could be seen from Joseph Mogri for second year Hasaacas with one, but interestingly, you see more from Tennessee Poku, and of course this man, Kojo Poku, who's operating from the right wing as well. A lot of pursuing it. And Dan Legend doing so well to sliding and then taking the ball away. Tennessee Poku picking the ball up in midfield. Almost scrunching now. There's a Lamte. Send the ball back to the man in midfield. Hasaacas trying to keep possession. Lawson now for Inter Allies. Patrick Pozo here.
I just love what the two teams are doing, trying to ping the ball around. We saw Hasaacas do it first, and then Lawson regained possession, and also he did well to spin, send the ball back, and Inter Allies also trying to do the same.
An exchange is coming in from Inter Allies. Lovely play now from them. Even Owusu-Ansah. There's a cross was actually blocked there.
No, good defending there. Don't allow the ball to come in. Siba Adams did well to block that cross coming in from the right. But Inter Allies are gradually coming into the picture, Benjamin.
Certainly they have to, because then they need a win to stay where they are in the Premier League. And Wahab Akwe also starting today's game for Inter Allies, played as a right back when they played against the Junior Stars. Now moving deep in defense. A utility player, I probably have to call him.
You know, he's deputizing for Joseph Edu, and you just talked about his national team assignment. Is with under 20 side. They are currently in Turkey to prepare for the African Youth Championship in Senegal next month. And that was a sliding tackle there from Tennessee.
Well, the Allies have been a very organized team. Last season didn't start it pretty well, but of course they had to fight pretty hard to ensure that at least they stayed in the Premier League. And of course they were losing finalists in the MTN FA Cup to Kumasi Asante Kotoko.
It's worthy to note that last season by this time they were at the foot of the table. We all thought they were condemned and heading for the exit door, but what a turnaround we saw on the match day 15th game that was played in Takwa against Mediama when Frederick Yama scored. George Asamoah came off the bench to score that only goal, and that was the beginning of things to happen.
Under the tutelage of Herbert Tado currently, but Accra Hearts of Folk. Roger Lumpty here. Hasaacas still struggling to send the ball deep into the 18-yard box of Inter Allies, but doing so well by keeping possession in midfield and occasionally trying to play towards the area of Inter Allies, just as they're trying to do here where Amos Crunchy was being targeted. But Patrick Pozo did a good job by playing the ball away.
Nice acrobatic intervention there from Pozo. And already one of the players that Inter Allies will lose, you know, in April. He will join AIK Stockholm of Sweden.
Pozo here to Baba Mensah Massey, who has been able to send the ball away but not too far away. Siba Adams here. August Nahimfo basically losing possession.
Yeah, but that was a poor pass. That was a poor pass. You don't have to blame him.
But at least he had a final touch to the ball. Oh, lovely from Gorko here. Inter Allies doing so well. Meantime, George Owu. He could definitely keep a bee from flying, George Owu.
You know, I wouldn't give him the credit. I thought it was a poor attempt, you know, from Ahoto Gorko. You know, look at the move there. Issa Yakubu shot, you know, straight into the arms. And that was Yakubu again. You know, he could have done better. He was close to scoring. It was easier to score than to miss. And then shot into the arms of goalkeeper.
And surprisingly, Issa Yakubu kept his head firmly
buried down. And that was a shame. You know, I thought it was a chance to just score against the run of play.
Meanwhile, second year Hasaacas want to reply. Inter Allies there, Frederick facing here. And August Nahimfo with a long drive.
You know, unleashing one of these history, the Mike strikes. You know, the crowd not here, but hey, it's been quite entertaining football the last 5 minutes or so, especially from both sides. You know, attacking football, just that we yet to see that killer instinct from each side.
The goal is scored here. Ridwan, you probably will be hearing nothing but the do. That is what the fans are expected to shout when the goal is scored.
And remember that Hasaacas themselves, you know, have a lot at stake. I think they're playing, or they just underutilizing their potentials. Second year Hasaacas, after 20 years in the top flight, they got relegated. You know, that's 5 years ago in 2010, and then bounced back in 2013. And playing in their second season since the return from the top flight.
Injury concern now for Inter Allies. Frederick Yamwa picking up an injury, but probably might be able to continue with play. And that was the attempt here together with Tanisio Poku. But some of the tackles coming in this game,
very physical. A bit. That was a late one there on Dio Sharif, and you can see Issa Yakubu also. And Tennessee going in on a sliding challenge on Saba Lawson.
Approaching the half-hour mark here in this particular game at the Sipon Stadium. Not foreseeing it going down. So nothing coming out from both sides, especially with the goal to be scored, but some pretty interesting opportunities coming the way of both sides. But the closest Inter Allies came of scoring a goal was that shot which was actually saved there by goalkeeper George Owu. Issa Yakubu with that glorious opportunity. A shot straight to the waiting arms of George Owu. Meanwhile, Mohamed Dio Sharif here. Amount of 4 goals, 4 passes from him. He's trying to pick the run of Issa Yakubu, Dio Sharif. 5th game being played now for Inter Allies, Mohamed. Not too bad of a record for him after getting 4 goals.
You know, for Inter Allies, they can still, you know, look to their bench if Mohamed Dio Sharif is not scoring. Remember that he's good in the air.
3 of his goals came as a result of a header, and had to score 1 with his leg. Another Fosuhini on the turf now. Another injury concern to Inter Allies.
It looks like this game has been very, very physical. And I just like the switch there on the right flank of Inter Allies. Lodo Fosuhini now trying to operate from the right. And then Issa Yakubu coming into the middle.
Well, the only defeat Inter Allies have received so far in the Premier League was the defeat to Kumasi Asante Kotoko and that of Bechem United. They did so well to draw against Heart of Lions and Liberty Professionals. Famous win against Medium as well. Last season beat them, and this season again started well by beating them again.
That was cool chop for Inter Allies. 3 wins, 2 draws, and then 2 losses. But on the road they've been very, very poor. They are yet to win a game away from home. They've also drawn 1 and then they lost twice. And then you can see the whole family at the party, but nobody to join them.
Maybe we are joining them. Half hour mark gone here at the Sipon Sports Stadium. And Hasaacas and Inter Allies trying and please and struggling to score. Shots are doing so well to win possession back for Inter Allies.
I talked about Inter Allies' poor away record. I don't think it's that bad. Because just before this game, their last journey, they came back with a point after drawing goalless at Heart of Lions.
Interestingly, there's one man who's missing from the Hasaacas team now, Samuel Afo, with the under 20 team. Picked up the Promising Player of the Year award last season. Top scorer last season for Sagani Hasaacas. Frederick Quasing. Lovely chance now for Hasaacas to score! And the dew will certainly come because this gentleman, Kojo Poku, he's been tormenting the defense of the Inter Allies, and finally the deadlock has been broken here with a goal. He's been gifted, and certainly he has a lot of pages to write in.
Hasaacas fully deserved to be on top. The goalkeeper shattered. Sir Kwame, there was nothing he could have done about that powerful display there from Kojo Poku. The new signing from second-tier side, Gold Stars, has scored his first Premier League goal. And what a way to celebrate it. But I think credit will have to go there. And look at that delivery there. Baba Mensah just couldn't stretch it up. And then Kwesi went in powerfully. The ball dropped in front of him and then smashed in with his right foot. Impressive play there. Link-up play, correct. And then the final delivery, also 100%. He scores the full marks for that effort.
So Hasaacas will now have the lead here after 32 minutes of play. Lovely goal. He took his time. He was not in a rush at all, Kojo Poku, to score with one. Great technique from him. And I did indicate that he has a lot of pages to write in.
He's getting to start ahead of Albert Gazy, who started last season. And I nearly was caught up by that strike there. Just side net in there. I thought for once the ball had zoomed into the net. That would have been the goal of the the season contender. Talking about Kojo Poku, he's coming and starting ahead of Albert Gazy. And he must work his socks off, to ensure that he remains, a starter there. There's also Joe Ajman Jr. who's on the bench for Hasaacas. All these players are capable of starting, but I think what a way to score your first goal for the club. Nice play there, nice assist from Frederick Quasing.
Well, this time will not count for a foul here on Frederick Quasing. That's exactly what the fans were hoping for, but Kojo Poku is doing a good job by linking up play with Frederick Quasing pretty well. Interesting partnership on both sides. He's having his first season with Sagani Hasaacas, and already he's become a household name for Hasaacas.
That's what he must do. There's a lot of pressure playing for these traditional clubs. Hasaacas, no exception at all.
Yemwa, and Amos struggling things up. Amos having a better of Yemwa, and again there's an opportunity for Sagani Hasaacas to regroup and again put a lot of pressure on the Inter Allies. You did spoke about the fact that Inter Allies have been poor away performers, and now they're down.
But they can bounce back. The game is still balanced, fairly balanced. I don't think it's just completely beyond their reach now. They're doing well.
And they will have a chance. This is, of course, the poor one from Gokel. Joseph Mogri, pretty quiet this afternoon. I've seen plenty of him, especially in terms of his approaching. The Commander-in-Chief, Kojo Poku, just watch the way he's been able to pick up his balls, and sometimes his link-up play has been pretty exciting.
I love his athleticism and also his physique as well. He ensures that he's always at the right time and trying to create avenues for the attack force, Mugri, and then Kwesi.
Picking up some signals from the technical area of Inter-Allies means that they probably might be having the first substitution here. And Frederick Boateng might be getting a chance to play with one. Tactical changes, you probably might be saying that is coming from Patrice Fabian, or perhaps there seems to be an injury concern now to the Inter-Allies.
You know, Lodo Fusini just couldn't come back onto the pitch, and that's why Patrice Fabian will only shuffle his cars after 36 minutes. So Frederick Boateng will come on, you know, well-known goal poacher in the Premier League. And there you see the former Ibusuado Abs. Man is coming on.
Daniel Agent, seeing the free kick here, quickly taken. Oh, lovely ball delivered towards goal, but it's been taken away. Steven outside flag up against Issa Yakubu here. And that's Murtala Mohammed, making sure that his flag was correctly picked up against this man, Issa Yakubu. A relief now to Joseph Basigi, head coach of Secondary Hasaacas. And interestingly, they picked up the win against Adriana Dibiase and Liberty, drew against, or perhaps lost to Kumasia Santiago. It was an interesting game they played there. It was a drawn game played. 2-2 was the scoreline. That was the only game they drew en route to playing Inter-Allies. As we speak now, Hasaacas is hoping probably to get their win here. Lovely ball down the middle now, trying to pick the one of Frederick Boateng.
You know, I hope Hasaacas are not content with that solitary strike there from Kojo Poku. They can still score more, because, you know, I fear for them when Inter-Allies decide to turn on the attacking machinery. It could be something else. Remember that they've got Frederick Boateng coming on, another attacker, so they'll be playing now with 3 attack-minded players up front, Mohamed Dio Sharif and then Frederick Boateng. It looks like they've now reversed to a more 4-4-2 formation, like playing at home.
Time, Frederick Poku was well policed there by Wahab. Pretty interesting to realize that with one, you do have Hasaacas having Tennessee Poku supporting the runs of Frederick Kwesi and that of Kojo Poku up front. And so a lot of pressure has been mounted here on the defense. What chance there! And once again, missed it by a whisker here. And it is Roger Lamte with that opportunity to at least have increased the tally. At one breath, you probably might be saying that the ball was going out of play.
You know, that was a nice effort there. And once again, the man who scored, turning the provider. Look at Kojo Poku. And Hasaacas players were calling for a corner kick.
5 minutes already left to be played here in the first half. And substitution coming in from Hasaacas. Getting out of this particular game is Issa Yakubu, interestingly. And his position will be taken over there by Fusenu Iliasu. Again, Ridwan, Issa Yakubu probably disappointed maybe with his performance.
And Iliasu comes on, a player from the reserve side. Last season against Mediema he played. I think this is the year that probably he could get his breakthrough into the first team. He's very, very strong on the ball, and you will love his fighting spirit.
But Ridwan, I would definitely disagree with that of Parkwesi Fabian for starting Issa Yakubu, who after leaving Kumasi Asante Kotoko hasn't been that active, and signs for a club less than a week and gets to start in today's game.
He thought it was gamble. He had to gamble, and it didn't work out, so he takes
the blame. You probably have to say that. So at least his impact was actually not felt by his teammates. And Boateng's cross here, lovely delivery. And the bicycle kick was actually coming out from Mohamed Dio Sharif. But eventually, Hasaacas had to clear the lines defensively.
Yeah, I knew it was going to come, with the overhead kick. And it was Siba Adams, who was at the receiving end. And you should appreciate the role that Siba Adams is playing for Hasaacas now. Just like we saw Theophilus Awachi do in last season. He's been able to mop up and helping the defenders. So anytime they have their backs against the wall, it's like 5 players defending on the ball. And that's very, very interesting for a player like that who's playing in his first season for Hasaacas.
And a lovely ball. A bit of a fall there in the 18-yard box of Hasaacas, with the fans appealing for a penalty.
Robinson delayed.
More here for Hasaacas. Showing rather going against Hasaacas, according to referee Sadie Robinson. Two minutes to actually end the first half here. Hasaacas, they will be smiling now because they have taken the lead here. Lovely ball on the right hand side for the Boateng, and well read. Another lovely ball sent in again. It's been cleared away. Hasaacas. Saba Lawson now. Saba Lawson goes for a long drive straight to the waiting arms of goalkeeper Jojo.
To Frivo. I thought he had, Frederick Boateng does on the far right. He could have laid a pass, but he chose to go for par. But it ended up being very, very feeble. And easy, very, very easy, for goalkeeper O.
Not a problem at all to him.
Already there are question marks about O's agility, and also, let's say, his goalkeeping skills being questioned, Benjamin, because he's conceded 4 goals in 3 matches, and the fans not too pleased with that. They would like to see, the youngster, someone like Akurugu, just being between the sticks for Hasaacas.
At least he isn't able to keep a clean sheet for them of matches played. And Parkwesi Fabian looking on disappointed because his team is not picking up the loose balls that they should be picking, and allowing Hasaacas to run amok at them, especially with a goal which was brilliantly scored there by Kojo Poku.
Also, worthy to say that he's made 2 substitutions there. Just under 41 minutes.
I've been too impressed with the gamble he took with this.
One was, an injury-induced substitution. Lord of Hussein just couldn't continue to play after picking up an injury.
Again, you have to talk about the gamble he picked up on Issa
Yakubu.
Interesting from
you. You have answers to his bosses.
Well, 2 minutes of additional time we're doing here at the Sipon Stadium. probably wouldn't want to pick up a gamble on a player who's been inactive for some time now. He's just signed for the club less than a week. He comes to start. And Second Hasaacas on the move now. And referee Sadie Bombson says play must continue. He doesn't think that Siba Adams was actually brought down.
You know, everybody would disagree with experienced referee Sadie Bombson. But it was a nice drive there coming in from the midfielder Adams.
And well, Hasaacas will clear their defensive lines in a way that they wouldn't really have any issue at all. Yamwa. Mohamed Sharif now on the left-hand side. Just around the area of Hasaacas, gets a corner kick for them. With some seconds to end the first half here, with Hasaacas smiling all the way to the dressing room because they are the first goal here.
Deservedly, they took the lead on 32 minutes, but they just have to keep their eyes on the ball. This is corner kick for Inter Allies.
Yamwa's corner kick taken. And once again, there seems to be a bit of a push there, according to Sadie Bombson. His first yellow card definitely will be going out here against Mohamed Sharif, bit of frustrated there. Four goals in 4 games for Inter Allies, but things seem to be on a different mounting at all. And of course, he's not too happy with his performance, maybe.
He's also trying to tell the referee he's been at the receiving end, of such, rough tackles. But the referee had already booked him. And this was the incident that earned him the yellow card against Frederick Quayson. And you can see a bit of shoving there. I think he went straight into Frederick Quayson, and the referee spotted that easily. And there you see Quayson, who took the knock. It's not being attended to by, the medical team. Something to savor at least for the first half. That's the home fans, in the stands.
There will be a lot of argument in the stands as to whether the push and Siba Adams was actually an infringement against Inter Allies, or rather for Second Hasaacas. Probably a final kick of the game, and referee Sadie Bombson ends the first half here. Interestingly, it becomes a decision that has to be taken by this man alone, especially a card to Dio Sharif. So far, it's all good for Hasaacas at home, and Second Hasaacas, we're pretty much excited to be taking the lead here. Inter Allies still struggling to find a fit in terms of the men up front. Dio Sharif is pretty much a bit slower in terms of his approach. And Frederick Boateng, the former Dwarfs player, now with Inter Allies, hoping to turn things around for the Tema Bay's club. Jan Legend to go in for this particular free kick. He has to push the ball back again by referee Sadie Bombson.
Benjamin, Inter Allies will have to do more if they want to, return home with a point. But now Hasaacas have been dominant.
Kojo Poku now issuing the ball in. Tennessee Poku. And was always flying from him, especially when the ball was bouncing on the turf straight to him.
Good attempt there coming from Hasaacas once again. The key man was Kojo Poku, the goal scorer, setting up Tennessee. His pass onto the box, I think the rebound fell to Tennyson, but he just couldn't smash it in with, the required precision.
Again, announcing their presence in the second half against Hasaacas. The shot coming in from Tennessee Opoku, of course. It would have been an interesting goal if he had gone in. He didn't go in, so it wouldn't count now. Showing now, taken by Hasaacas. Frederick Quayson goes down. Trying to corner the referee there for a penalty, which would not be taken by Sadie Bombson.
Frederick Boateng looked jaded, the ball. He picked up the ball, but he just couldn't do anything with it. You know, I was struggling to understand why you would bench a striker of his caliber, you know, in a team like Inter, but then with his displays, the few minutes he's been on, you know, and I understand why the coaches, you know, prepared to start him off the bench. That was an, you know, a needless, you know, tussle between himself and then not getting a handful.
And that free kick goes to Hasaacas. Another opportunity here, but his final effort now, bit of an injury concern to Hasaacas.
You know, already Lodo Fusini, you know, was carried on the stretcher and never returned. And it's Joseph Mugri, you know, who's complaining he's been hit. You know, Hasaacas have got, you know, a lot on the bench to shuffle the cars. But this man, Pakwesi Fabian, has already, you know, effected 2 changes and seems to be working on a tightrope there.
I'm just about asking an interesting question with one. What is it about coaches going in for white shirts?
I don't know, but you know, white comes with some luck. And that was the incident that we recorded earlier. Joseph Mugri there, he was caught late, you know, hitting his foot against an opponent.
Throwing now into Allies. This is in the area of Hasaacas, finishing a focus clearance. Archie goes for another throw into Allies again.
You know, we are not seeing the sort of urgency from Inter as to whether they will be able to equalize, but let's wait and see.
Yemwa now with the ball in, and Jojo to the task now.
No troubles there at all for the veteran.
Just not handful. Space in the 18-yard box for Kwesi. Eventually, Stephen Owusu gets the ball away for a corner kick now. 5th corner kick for Sekendi Hasaacas. And that's Kwame struggling to hold things down now. That's being headed out by Inter Allies. Augustin Hinfo, once again, a lovely play from Augustin Hinfo. Yamwa's ball in again, taking up the run of Dio Sharif. It does well to win possession now for Inter Allies all alone. Boateng waiting, and a great defensive recovery there from Siba Adams, winning possession now for Sekendi Hasaacas. It was crunchy, and it's passed towards the end of Kwesi, was well read now by Wahab.
Yeah, but you just say that it was a clear case of just time wasting on the ball from Dio Sharif. He should have picked up Frederick Boateng just fast enough, but he delayed, and the ball, you know, fell in front of Siba for him to clear it away.
Once again, there's another player of Hasaacas now there. Roger Lamte signaling to the medical team. That's the incident here.
You know, I think it was self-inflicted, that injury. Joseph Lamte has been converted from a striker, you know, to a midfielder. That's his new role there in the club. I think, you know, Coach Basigi just wants to try something new, and so he's allowed Mugri to join them in midfield. Joseph Lamte to join them in midfield. Roger Lamte should be fit to continue. I don't think it's that serious. It doesn't look serious at all for the man who has been converted from a striking role to a midfield capacity.
Here's Sharif now. Again, it's been a lovely play here from second year Hasaacas. Full credit will go to Hasaacas, especially with a man at the back now. Kingsley Ajay sliding to take the ball away from Dio Sharif. Yemwa's ball in again. And watch the way the players are beginning to find their feet back in this particular game. And Freddie Boateng simply can't keep the ball in play.
Too bad for the striker. I think he's lost his confidence, Freddie Boateng. You know, last season he was on fire, scoring free kicks and banging in the goals for Bushon Adams, although they got relegated. Now this man, Augustine Ahimfo, hesitated in heading the ball out over the touchline. Boateng had opportunity to punish him, but also he muffed it up.
Still pushing moment forward, Hasaacas. Really impressed with the performance. Freddie Boateng now. That's well to in possession back to Interlice, but short-lived. Skojopoku was pretty much busy for Hasaacas. Ogri finds space for Kojopoku on the left-hand side. Struggling to keep possession right. Hasaacas does well to get a throw in.
Once again, good upper body strength there coming in from the goal scorer, Kojopoku. You know, he's very, very difficult to shove off the ball, and he's utilizing his, physicality.
Long throw in sent in again, and this time Saba Lawson with a big clearance now. Kingsley Ajay to Daniel Ajay, and Ajay's clearance once again to midfield. Play must resume there. Quasing, dropping the ball down, and Hasaacas still holding on to the slim lead against Inter-Allies. And again, Patrick Kozo doing a good job as a left back for Inter-Allies.
Lovely stopping play there coming in from Kozo.
Yemwa now on the ascendancy. And, final touch on the ball. Very, very poor from Iliasu.
Still, Inter-Allies will have to do more to get the equalizer for Hasaacas. They are comfortable trying to ping the ball around. You know, for now, they can afford to take their eyes off the ball because they're just not getting the sort of response that will threaten them from Inter-Allies. Roger Lamte is back. Good for Hasaacas. And he went in for that sliding challenge.
Again, the chase for this particular ball beyond here for Kojopoku and Baba Mensah. Needs support down the right-hand side. Facing is there. Amos Crunchy now. And Amos Crunchy losing that possession to Inter-Allies. Go Kalahoto. And pretty much of a calm play from Inter-Allies.
But still not giving up Inter-Allies. Trying to see if they can punish Hasaacas with the least of errors that they will be committed.
Once again, it's a lovely ball here to Freddie Boateng. Just an 18-yard ball, drops the ball backwards again. And just going way wide.
The connection very, very poor. Maybe he could have done better on this. On that occasion, he had Dio Sharif up front. Also, Boateng was waiting for the reply. He decided to shoot one. There was no power And precision was also zilt.
Racing now. And, he's been well bred, well stopped there. So Inter Allies can afford to push more men forward. And resulting into the 4-4-2 formation in Inter Allies. But again, the men up front are not really getting the supplies that they need. Siba Adams nearly losing possession, but does well to recover.
Still, I think Hasaacas, don't feel threatened at all from Inter Allies. Inter Allies have been very, very, dormant. They're not asking enough questions to search for the equalizer.
And so allowing this man Kojo Poku to always run amok at them, especially Baba Mensah doing a good job to make sure he keeps his stats on him. But it's been a mouthful for him.
Kojo, he's just slippery. He's strong.
Well, what's a absolute glorious, Tennessee Opoku certainly registering his name in first game for the season for second-year Hasaacas, and it makes it 2 for the Hasmar boys.
Just before the hour mark, he struck with panache on a volley. Goalkeeper Kwame Osei completely beaten there. He's trying to blame his defenders for blocking his view, but this was a stupendous strike from Tennessee Opoku. First goal of the season in his first game this season after recovering from injury. That was a header, took it well. Definitely it was going to be goalkeeper Osei Kwame. There was no way he could have blocked that. But it was a defender who had blocked his view there. It looked like Frederick Quayson. And that ball slipped through into the net for goal number 2 on 59 minutes. Hasaacas are home and dry.
Secondly, Hasaacas obviously trying to make sure that at least Inter Allies will continue with their away record pretty poor. 2-0, they are down now. And Hasaacas can afford to smile because then they know that they're pushing up on the Premier League table.
And also, Inter Allies will be recording their 3rd away defeat of the season. This is the 4th away game. And already they've got, 3 there. There's 1 draw to boast. That's about the game I talked about against Heart of Lions in Pandu. That's the only game they retain with a point. There's something wrong with the mentality of Inter Allies. Winning all games, playing good football at home, but when they're on the road, they look very, very abysmal.
Hasaacas so far, they have scored 10 goals and conceded 8. Defensively, they do have a problem against the Hasaacas. You probably would have to say that for Inter Allies, this will be the 4th goal they have conceded in 8 games.
They've not been, doing well on the road, but they they have a good home record. I think they've not conceded a goal in the last 12 games at the Tema Sports Stadium. But then the issue will have to be with the mentality, the mindset when they travel from the Tema Sports Stadium.
Would you want to call that one attitude?
Maybe.
Tennessee Opoku now, trying another long range. Motivated by the goal scored. Offside. It's clearly offside here.
Yeah.
Mutala Mohammed got it right on Kojo Poku.
He was just in the trap, but I like the mentality of Kojo Poku. Looked at the swiftness with it. He finished off that move. It dropped to him. Didn't give doubt about his, conviction rates. Did well to slam that one in coolly, just that it wouldn't count.
Very organized and defense. Lovely ball down the left-hand side for Kojo Poku to chase for this one. He does well to win possession for Hasaacas. Step overs coming in from him. Finally, he simply can't get the ball to Frederick Quayson, but Tennessee Opoku will come to the rescue. There's a long ball down the right-hand side, but Frederick Yamwa doing well to hold on tight to this one. Trying to watch the run of Dio Sharif, who does well to move away from his marker. Sends the ball in the middle. Chance here. Ilyasu missing this one. Frederick Boateng. And side netting finally. But indeed, it was a fingertip scenario now for goalkeeper Giorgio.
Wrong option there for Boateng. I thought, you know, he could have still played on Iliasu, who has slipped. You know, but that pass wasn't perfect from Dio Sharif.
Corner kick taken. Shasaludin was everybody, but Inter Allies still trying to hold on tight to possession. Boateng. Well checked now by
injury concern there for second day Hasaacas.
Roger Lamptey.
I think he still, you know, have got, you know, something to complain about. His foot this time round, the same place, you know, he picked up that injury. And Basigi will be delighted after 64 minutes. He knows that the SS side are well, you know, on course for another win at home. And he's called in for substitution to come in. I don't think Joseph Lamptey will be able to continue to play in a relapse of that injury. I think a recurrent injury. Roger Lamptey on the stretcher. You know, just looking at the bench of Hasaacas, I don't know who can come in now, but there's Roland Amuzo, who is an established, you know, left back. Joseph Ajman Jr. and also striker Albert Gazy is on.
Pretty much busy this afternoon. Eric Yamwa. In 1982, Hasaacas won the Waffle Cup. Well, nearly became a bad scenario for Inter Allies. Unlikely to recover quickly for Hab. Joseph Mogri, Frederick facing, waiting for Jopoku, trying to support. And Mogri finally had to stop because there was Kwamba Mensah there. Once again, trying to make sure that at least they ask a lot of questions. Yamwa now. Yamwa!
And you can see Dio Sharif waiting for the ball inside the box. He thought it was going to be a cross, but then Yamwa decided to go for glory himself. And you can see goalkeeper George O completely untested in this second half.
But apart from the ball that came from Issa Yakubu, which he actually had to save it, you really see that he has been tested pretty hard enough.
Exactly, because we've had a very important attack force of Inter Allies. They've not been able to, you know, punish them at all. Oh, too bad. Took his eyes off the ball.
Very resolute at the back there. Hasaacas. Good kill. Swings one in again. And George Owu, who went on charge from Brunei, trying to find himself a club outside Ghana. He's back now for his mother club, Hasaacas. Very troubled goalkeeper, George Owu. Was in the post when the Black Stars played against South Africa and route to the 2006 World Cup in Germany. Those were his fine days as a goalkeeper. Another lovely ball, great header, and just talked about George Owu. Very experienced and obviously stopping Frederick Boateng from beating him.
But a nice move there. You could see how lovely it was for Poto to join the attack and then whipping the cross, and that was the header. An equally good save there from goalkeeper George Owu. I don't think it was a, you know, any harmful ball.
They could have scored in some goalkeepers.
You know, there was no power. There was no power behind that.
Well, depending on your position on the goal post, it depends.
It should have been the far post, not the near post.
Yeah.
You know, from Frederick Boateng, but I think it's because of the quality of the cross that came in from the left back Kozo. You know, so it looks like Roger Lamptey will not be able to continue. So the Hasaacas bench, you know, has responded. And is Theophilus Nana Watri, who is coming on. Then he takes the position of the injured Roger Lamte.
Push now from Frederick Boateng, and he gets a yellow card. Well, I must have to say that it wasn't him, but it was Iliasu who got the ball from Frederick Boateng. Eventually, the whistle had gone for a push on a Jin.
Play to the whistle, Iliasu. And that's Roger, yes, a bit of packed eyes on his foot. He landed awkwardly there after that tackle in the second half. I knew it was always going to be difficult for him to, just get back. So Basigi will take that opportunity to solidify his midfield. He's brought on Theophilus Nana Watri.
Nothing extraordinary can be said about the attacking force of Inter Allies. Tio Sheriff not really pulling his weight in terms of his attacking instincts. He may have scored 4 goals, but this afternoon he's off the park now.
Supplying, has been few and short.
Whilst that supply is very long and plenty for Hasaacas here. And that's a foul here for Hasaacas.
And Mugri now getting himself into the game, working hard for his team. We saw him go on a run until Baba Mensah stopped him. That was Mugri again. That was a late tackle there from Iliasu. He's already on a yellow card, and he should be careful with his tackles.
Some sort of frustration written on the faces of Inter Allies stars. Tennessee Poku behind this one, probably 1-0 to go this one with a powerful drive, and he's almost crunchy equally behind this ball as well.
Also they've got a good taker behind the boys, Augustin Ahimfo, so you can see the two players, Tennessee and Amos.
Corner kick, 6th corner kick.
Hasaacas not been able to do anything with those. You remember that after 8 minutes they had 3 corner kicks and just couldn't punish Inter Allies before the goal was scored on 32 minutes.
Just watching the ball, eluding almost everybody. Dio Sharif hanging on to possession. He's been dispossessed by Watri. Quasing, and eventually he's been cleared away, but not too far away. Comes back to Hasaacas. Siba Adams losing it out to Saba Lawson. Yemwa release on the left hand side, waiting patiently to pounce on this ball. Iliasu.
No, that was too fast from Yemwa. He should have delayed for a moment to mass, up front. He chose the best option, which was to kick the ball in quickly, and it was a wrong one.
There's Iliasu Husseinu now on the right hand side. Sends the ball to the far left, and eventually he's been headed out. The danger man with the ball now. Kojo Poku. Finds space on the right hand side, facing Kojo Poku in the 80-yard box. And eventually he decides to go for glory.
Yeah, Kojo Poku was waiting for a return pass from the experienced man, Frederick Quason. Already on 2 goals this season, but he could have done better on that occasion.
Hasaacas just was everywhere.
Over elaboration there from Tennessee cost him. I don't know why he wanted to showboat when he could have easily blocked that ball.
In time, Frederick Boateng and goalkeeper Giorgio will need to battle things out. 18 minutes left on the clock here to end this game, but it's Sekendia Hasaacas who certainly will be hoping to win the 3 points.
If this game by 2 goals. If this game should end in the draw, it will be a miracle.
Flag already out here against Kojo Poku. Murtala Mohammed spotting things pretty right now.
Hasaacas dominating possession there, 53, as against Inter Allies 47.
Watri finds support now from Augustin Ahimfo. Kojo Poku.
Poor technique. poor technique. He's trying to demonstrate how he wanted to get that pass, onto, the left for Mugri.
In time, Dio Sharif now. Dio Sharif, well blocked down by...
he was waiting for support up front. He didn't see it, so he decided to go for glory himself.
And Kingsley J
was there, with that, block. He did well, but it's corner kick and it can be dangerous.
Jojo punching the ball into play.
Bomisen spotted that, charge there from Theophilus and our tree.
Very experienced, 20 years as a referee, 11 years in the Premier League, 9 years as a FIFA referee, Sadie Bomisen.
Heading for retirement.
Just calling that one quick with one. Emma Lawson behind this one, flies it to the far post.
I think this has been an overly average performance there from Interlice. That's not how best they can play, and they still have to, dig deep and search more. Fourth on the league table, we're expecting them to do. Seventh on the league table, we're expecting. Fourth rather with 11 points on the league table, we're expecting more from Interlice against Hasaacas, but it looks like they can never win there. Kojopoku, on a tussle with Stephen Owusu-Ansah, Bomisen thought there was an infringement. There should be free kick, for the Homesteads.
A quarter of an hour left to be played here at the Sipon Stadium. And the Harbour Boys will certainly lead here. There's another foul here. Too many fouls at the edge of the box for Interlice. Too many of them.
That was very casual indeed. And Bomisen always in time with his calls this time round. And Owusu-Ansah, who just committed that infringement, under 2 minutes he goes into the referee's book for another challenge, needless challenge.
Should be a concern to Interlice having 3 players booked. Last season, second year Hasaacas picked up 38 yellow cards, which is a single red card.
And this season they've been very decent, and you can see the Tennessee making the most of that tackle there. But it was a string tackle. He just went straight into Tennessee, who scored a second goal for Hasaacas.
And more scratchy with this one. Kojopoku again was there.
I thought the ball had slipped, through the legs of the goalkeeper, Kwame Osei.
Well, Rudwan, you have to talk about the fact that a partnership between Daniel Ejin and that of Augustin. Well, I have to say that the scoreline between Hasaacas and Interlice seriously reflecting what is happening here. But in the meantime, there's an infringement. Did say about the fact that defensive-wise, Daniel Ejin and Kingsley J seem to get things perfectly done right.
First choice, centre-back for Hasaacas, and they were playing, they played most games last season. And also they had a backup in Theophilus Miami. But this was the incident. Iliasu just receiving a big knock there from the back, and it's an infringement for Tema Youth. It doesn't look like Tema Youth have got some life in them at all, just to strike, but they are very weak.
It's a flying free kick now from Interlice. But interestingly, the likes of Nir Benogo not starting today's game. It's not even in the substitution list.
He just couldn't pass the fitness test. He's recovering from injury and could not convince the medical team he's fit to play. He started training on Wednesday.
Gokel down after a challenge now from Joseph Mugri.
And then he's been warned by the referee. The next tackle, you go into the books. And you can see Gokel is complaining that there was an extension of the arm there from Joseph Mugri. But the man at the receiving end is fit and ready to play.
Again, chance, and there Ilyasu finally gets to score for Inter Allies.
You know, just against the round of play, the substitute has reduced the deficit, but this is a sucker punch there. What a stunning blow for Hasaacas, the least expected Inter Allies, you know, to score. We were talking about how, you know, they've been very, very important up front, Inter Allies. Just when we were laboring on that point, they've decided, you know, to reduce the deficit. Bozo went in there with a cross, look at it, a dinking one, and then he connected, you know, on a volley to beat goalkeeper. Opportunistic attempt there, good strike from the youngster. Goalkeeper Joseph O completely beaten. I think this is what the Homesteads would need if they are to pick a point there. There's more to play for Benjamin.
They took the lead against Kumasi Asante Kotoko, eventually watched them to equalize all the 2 goals, and it ended 2-2 here. With 12 minutes left on the clock now, it's Hasaacas 2, Inter Allies 1, and there's more time to play for. It could be an opportunity again for Inter Allies if they're able to pick things up right to get the equalizer, because again the Hasaacas seems to be enjoying too much in this particular party. Time, this a change for Inter Allies. Well, second year Hasaacas, I must say, with Kojopoku now trying to move in. Bao Mason doing a good job to stopping. Inter Allies beginning to push moment forward. Jonathan Say has been introduced into this game. Finishing Foku is out now for Jonathan Say. Foku now. Freddie Quasing and Wahab. Freddie Quasing gets the better of Wahab now. Jack the ball backwards. Joseph Mugri. And very interesting drama here. Referee Sedi Bomising on the way of Hasaacas. It was ball. Dio Sharif. Straight to goalkeeper. Jojo.
Good in the air, Dio Sharif, but this time round, that blistering header just couldn't come on. It was a scheming one and straight into goalkeeper. You know, George O's Inter Allies, it looks like, you know, they've been, you know, spent on by that goal and trying to, you know, vibrate now up front.
It's Ilyasu on the right side, cuts in well. Ilyasu goes in for drive. Not too bad.
You know, so that's promising there from Inter Allies, at least trying to show signs that they can, you know, just snatch a point there. 10 minutes left on the clock, and if they continue playing this way, maybe, just maybe, they might get. That was a nice move there, you know, cutting in from the left, on the right onto his left foot. The man who's scored a consolation for Inter Allies so far, Ilyasu Husseini.
Hasaacas 9 minutes away from grabbing the 3-point, and they've been fighting for this particular 3-point for a long time. Goalkeeper Saif Kwame out to the task now. Kinsley J and Dio Sharif. It's throwing right now to Inter Allies. Well, The goal scored there by Ilyasu means that Inter Allies have scored 7 goals in 8 games.
Inter Allies are beginning to look good after that goal.
Very motivated.
That's turning out to be their Lexo, in their play. They are contributing men forward and pinging the ball around.
Let's see now. Finding Frederick Quasing on the left-hand side. Frederick Quasing. And once again trying to hold on tight to this ball, much to the anger of the spectators here watching this game. Theophilus Awatri. Back to Frederick Quasing. Cutting again. Just wondering whether that was supposed to be a pass or an attempt at goal.
Struggling to understand the idea from the substitute Theophilus Awatri, but it was a bit of a nice play there from Hasaacas. Just that the fans had a lot of stake for Frederick Quasing for delaying, on the ball. I think nerves are beginning to jangle at this point in time because Inter Allies are proving to be very, very tough.
Ball down the right-hand side now, Frederick Boateng.
They decided to go for glory himself. Oh, was alert, stood on the line and waited for that ball. I think the idea was that they were expecting a cross to come in from Boateng and then he would just drive the ball straight into the net. But then with his experience, never moved.
And Dioshiri was actually waiting deep in the 6-yard, waiting to pounce on this one. But a chance now for Frederick Quasing. And once again, his effort would not threaten goalkeeper Sekou Kwame.
On his left foot, there was good pressure coming in from Baba Mensah. Just couldn't direct it and keep it a little bit low. It went wide. Hasaacas will respond to Inter Allies resurgence the last 10 minutes or so. And his youngster Ebo Duncan, who is coming on. And Inter Allies will also respond with a final substitution. So he's a man who scored the first goal, Kojo Poku. He's coming off. And in his place we have Ebo Duncan, who will take his place. He's been man of the match, Kojo Poku. He's been everywhere up front, working up and down.
On the other side, Inter Allies equally making a substitution because Gokel is out now. And his place obviously be taken there by George Asamoah. It's Duncan. He's been shoved off the ball there by Baba Mensah. Play continue according to referee Sidi Bomison. Ilyasu is failing to win possession. Augustin Info goes down and to the sympathy of referee Sidi Bomison.
And that's the substitution, the confirmation. Gokela Hoto has been replaced, and it's George Asamoah who takes his position.
He could have actually allowed the ball to roll off the turf for a throw-in, rather to his team than to touch it. That's Kingsley Ajay. Losses go down to Frederick Yemwa. Quick feet, Yemwa. Exposure now. With Amos Crunchy. There's only 3 minutes left now for Hasaacas to run away with the 3 points. It could be a very, very dangerous scenario because then it's still defending, maybe.
I love the mentality of Inter-Allies now, especially in the closing stages. They are beginning to show some, attacking instinct, and I like, them for that. They've still not given up, capable of, picking up a point there. Very, very close now, trying to send the ball up front.
Yamua on the left-hand side for Inter-Allies. Going pretty strong on Emo Scrunchy. Yamua again. And he will be well policed by Emo Scrunchy, and that will be to the advantage of Inter-Allies again.
Corner kick. Unexpected, decision there coming in from the referee, Sadie Bomison. And there's now pressure kicking in.
Hasaacas living dangerously now because they would have to be very careful here for Inter-Allies not to equalize. Corner kick taking to the far post, and well grabbed there by goalkeeper Giorgio.
Inter-Allies is pushing men up front. I love the mentality, Benjamin, once again. Still not giving up. It's been an insipid performance, but hey, they're doing things right.
Certainly there. And Dio Sharif is equally trying to punish Hasaacas.
That was, I thought he was going to get in or whipping across there, but decided to go for goal. Mohamed Dio Sharif himself. It was a nice opportunity, created it for himself. With his upper body strength. Look at it once again. The ball bounced. There was pressure coming in, and just couldn't whip it across the face of goal. With Yamua waiting for it at the far end.
Seconds left to end the game here, but waiting for additional time. 4 minutes of additional time we're going to have here at the Sipon Stadium. It could be plenty of time for Inter-Allies to get a equalizer, or Hasaacas getting more goals.
For now, it's keenly contested.
And Frederick Quayson goes down. According to City Bomber, saying that would not be a penalty.
No, he dropped like a stone. I don't think that's enough evidence to convince City Bomber. An experienced referee of his caliber, we need to do more.
To a lot of convincing from him. In times, ensuring advantage, Hasaacas.
Still Hasaacas would like to beat down the clock at this point in time. Remember, we've done 2 minutes of the 4 added on time, and that's how come they're wasting a lot of time to effect that throw in. Put high challenge.
Iliasu for Inter-Allies now. His effort to Frederick Yamua, well read there by Emo Scrunchy. Saw the goalkeeper off his line trying to ding the ball over him, but Kwame just kicking that one in. Now Inter-Allies. Boateng. So lovely ball now to the right hand side.
He also just lost control there. When the ball bounced on the turf, I knew it was going to be very, very difficult for him to keep it down.
Meanwhile, Kingsley Ajay is riding in pain.
I didn't see any contact, there. I don't know what he's complaining about. At a point in time, he's limping, but then on the pitch, he's scratching his face.
A Rosley defender for Hasaacas last season. They were runners-up in the Fair Play Awards against the Hasaacas last season. They're back this season trying to get things done right. Picked up a draw when they played against Kotoko. They lead by 2-1. Seconds to end the game here at the Sipon Stadium. Will be a very interesting win for Segendi Hasaacas. Their 4th win in 8 games. And that will be a huge relief for coach Joseph Basigi.
They deserve it. They've been fighting well, especially here at the Sipon Stadium. Remember that they are yet to lose a match at home this season.
Second now against Inter Allies. But for Segendi Hasaacas, very much aware of what they're going to have. Without the 3 points, they should be happy. Additional time is up now for this particular game at the Sipon Stadium. Sadie Bomison probably will have to make sure this one becomes the last kick from Hasaacas. Amos Crunchy to actually send this ball in, because he knows that that will be his final kick and he cannot decide to waste more time. And time wasting from Amos Crunchy, needless. Very, very silly attitude from Amos Crunchy. Gets a yellow card for nothing.
Part of football now, they say, time wasting, beating down the clock has become one of those rituals, and he was just trying to perform it, but then he did it at the wrong time. And so you look at, but I think I would like to look at the positive there. The win will take Hasaacas to 10th place on the table, 1 point above Brecum Chelsea.
And so that's it from referee Sadie Bomison. Segendi Hasaacas getting the 3 points here. Amos Crunchy, dramatic.